camera died, but this is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Right. The point being that even though Esau has all this freedom and whatnot, part of the reason why the men of the Lord is out here on the streets is to let these people know, these dumbass people know, that it's the Most High that gave you the power to allow you to do what you're doing in the earth, man. All right, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And finish reading that. This is the kicker right here.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Right, so he'll set up over a kingdom the basis of men. And right now that basis of men is Esau, the so-called white man. All right.
Was that it on that?
That was it on that.
Yeah, get that Alexander again. First Maccabees chapter 1, starting verse 7. You know, yeah, because we're on Esau right now, man. You know, the Spirit got us on Esau, rightfully so, because these prophecies is picking up. And those prophecies basically is what's the word I'm looking for? The sign that Esau's kingdom is going down, man. All right, now I'll just let that brother finish that.
Verse like 5 or 6.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Okay. You can start from the top? Okay. Oh, 1 and 7.
Yeah, because everything Esau done built up from the Greeks all the way into now is going down, man. You know, because of their wickedness.
Right? Just First Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Now this is talking about Alexander the so-called Great, all right, which he's Alexander the devil, all right. He was like what we were saying earlier. The original Greeks were the Japhites, right? So they went in and stole the Japhites' lineage, their identity, and start calling themselves Greeks. All right. So this is history right here, man. People want to say there's no validity in the Bible, but they uphold Alexander. All right, and we're reading about Alexander right here in the Bible. Okay.
Verse 8. And his servants bear rule over one in his place, or every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. And so their sons after them and so did their sons after them many years.
Right, and even then there was many divisions amongst their nation, man. All right, just with Alexander dying, you know, all his so-called friends, his so-called military comrades, they was all divided, man, because they were warned against each other, man. And it speaks about that in 2nd Ezra chapter 11. All right.
Ptolemaic. No, I'm talking about the wars. They had a name for their wars. They had a couple different wars between themselves. Reading on, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 10.
Oh, Salah, read that again.
And evils were multiplied in the earth. So, you know, after Alexander took rule, man, evils were multiplied, man. Because guess what, man? After him, man, he conquered so much of that land over there, and it was all under his rule. So when it got split between his 4 generals or comrades, man, evils were multiplied even further, man. Because they kept, because they just increased the wickedness.
Yeah, and that was Daniel chapter 7. You know, talking about the 4 kings that set themselves up to rule. You know, so even back then there was divisions on the earth amongst Esau, amongst the so-called white man, and the same thing's going on now, man. You got Russia and America warring against each other. Soon all the European nations are going to be warring against each other. Yep. You know, not too long ago you had Greece going against Germany about their whole debt crisis thing, man. Yep. You know, so that whole European Union, that thing is about to fall. They're warring right now because of this whole Syrian refugee crisis going on, man. You know.
Hey, are you ladies Jewish?
Yeah, we're from Israel.
I knew it. That's what.
We're Jewish Christians, actually. They're Jewish Christians and Baptists in Israel. Jewish also. You coming at me like
according to the Bible, the real Jews are black.
Tiananite, or darker.
Well, we're gonna read it out the Bible. No, because when you think of a Jew, naturally the Bible comes to mind, because that's where you find where you can read about the Jews, right? Out the Bible. Now, according to the source that tells you all about the Jews, we're going to read what the Jews look like and what the ultimate Jew, what it looks like. Get Jeremiah 14:2 and then read that.
Okay, this is
read Jeremiah 14:2.
All right, this is Jeremiah chapter.
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, we can, because it's written. Oh, yeah. Write that down. All
right, this is here we go.
We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah.
Right, Jeremiah, the prophet Jeremiah. This is what he had to say about Judah, because the word Jew is short for Judah, and Judah was simply one of the 12 tribes. There were 12 tribes, but Judah just so happened to be one of the tribes.
No, it's
all right?
a member of a tribe. It's not.
No. Judah. Yeah, the tribe of Judah. All right, so go ahead.
All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
Right, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. Right, currently, the real Jews, which are the so-called Negroes, according to the Bible, according to prophecy, according to history, all right, according to the truth, the real Jews, when you and then also, with that being said, you had the tribe of Benjamin and Levi, who became known as the Southern Kingdom, that broke away from the rest of the tribes, which was known as the Northern Kingdom. These people don't have a government set up currently. We don't have anybody that represents us in the United Nations.
I'm reading the original in Hebrew.
Okay.
It's not saying anything about.
Well, matter of fact, somebody get the blue letter Bible and go to that word black. We gonna read it. We gonna read it in the Hebrew too.
Not that we have a problem with Hebrew.
No, I don't want to. No, we got our own. That's Assyrian Hebrew. All right.
There is only one translation in Hebrew of the Old Testament. There is no other.
Well,
the Bible is the same original.
Okay, the New Testament Greek in Latin, in the Old Testament Hebrew, we understand that. But the Hebrew that you guys speak, you Israelis, you imposters, all right, because you're not the real Jews. You take the Hebrew characters from the Assyrian captivity, the way Hebrew was written when our people went into captivity under the Assyrians, and you use a German dialect to pronounce it. You simply
no, that's Yiddish. That's something else. It's European. That's in Europe.
You guys speak Yiddish. No, you speak Yiddish. Get that word. Anybody get the Jeremiah 14?
We don't speak Yiddish. Yiddish belongs to an Eastern European Jews.
Get on it, man.
It's a dialect.
Go ahead. This is and Judah, like the brother was saying, Judah and Benjamin, or the so-called Negroes in the West Indians today, they were known as the house of Judah. Okay.
You know what I say?
All right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
It says they are black unto the ground.
Yeah, but they're not talking about skin color.
Why not?
All right,
why not? No, hold on. Look, when you look that word, right? Okay, go ahead. The word black from Jeremiah 14:2. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it.
It comes from the Strong's.
Yes, it is.
6937, and the word is Quadar.
Concordance.
Quadar.
That's Yiddish.
That's Hebrew.
No, that's Yiddish.
Do you know?
That's Yiddish. Yiddish is what I just told you. Are you listening?
And Hebrew dialect.
Okay,
it's a
German dialect, but you simply use the Assyrian Hebrew characters to pronounce it.
No,
yes.
my brother.
Esau, yes.
Yes. Absolutely no.
Because she said it's not about scripture. So this is
Quadar. To mourn, be dark, to be dark, to be darking, to cause to mourn, to grow dark.
All right, to be dark. All right, you so-called Israelis are not. You guys have leprosy. All right?
Because she said it's not about skin color. This is Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 10. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
Right. Now you so-called Jews, or you Israelis, I should say. All right, you Amalekites, because that's who you are according to the Bible, whether you want to believe it or not.
I'm a born-again Christian.
Okay, who cares? Who cares? You're an Edomite. You guys are the
I can be an Edomite. I can be a Muslim. I don't care. I just need to love God and to ask God.
This is Revelation. Hey, Revelations 2:9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Right. All right, go ahead.
And I know the black
our people, we're rich.
I'm sorry that's how you feel. I think God
That's how God
loves
feels.
everybody.
That's how God feels. Go ahead.
God loves
and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
Jews and are not. You guys say you're Jews and you're not.
Everybody loves him.
You guys say you are Jews, but are not. You guys are the devil according to the Bible. You guys are the devil according to the Bible. Chief house of Satan, the spirit of Satan dwells in all three of you, man. That's right. You damn gutter rats, man. And you guys you're going into slavery, man. And the Most High is going to destroy America with you goddamn rats in it, man. That's right.
Follow Yahudi.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Right, the synagogue of Satan. The chief house of Satan.
That's Revelation chapter 3 verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
Right, that's the synagogue of Satan. Three damn fucking blood drinking, swine eating, fucking vile ass dogs, man, claiming that they're the real Jews, man. All right, no matter how many scriptures you bring out proving the fact that the real Jews are the so-called Negroes. All right, history proves it, prophecy, whatever. All right, the scriptures first and foremost. They'll never accept that, man. Right? They claim. I asked her. I told her. I was like, when you think of the word Jew or the Jews, the source, the place you read about the Jews is the Bible. So here it is that she agreed with that. And then when we go to the source of where you can find out about the Jews and we read about the Jews, no. Then that's when it's a big ass problem for them, man. Because they don't believe in the Bible. They're fucking imposters, man. Right. And they don't speak Hebrew. They speak fucking Yiddish. They simply use the Assyrian characters. They use the Assyrian characters, but they pronounce it with Yiddish, with a German dialect, like that word Kodar. What she say? She said Kodar. Look, you got the Kwa, all right, the Kwa, and then the Da, and then you have the Ra, but you knock the A off the end, so Kodar. All right. So here, when you pronounce it in the proper dialect, the Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, is simply Kwa, Da, and then the Ra. But you know these two, the Da and the Ra has a connector, so it's simply a Kwa Dar. So where the fuck do you get where she get the Cordell or whatever she said?
She said with a U.
Can I say this too? If you look in the ancient Hebrew characters, there's no U anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So how do you make that U sound if there's no U? You know, or if it was a O or whatever it was, you know, that ooh, there's no sound for that in the ancient Hebrew. So where did that come about, man? How do you get that from Kodar? You know?
Yeah. So you know, to try to explain that to some damn menstruating hyenas, you ain't gonna get a point across, because all they want to do, you know, is talk and shit, and, based on their feelings. She talking about, well, you know, I think God loves us. But that's what the fuck. Yeah, go ahead and think that, and then when the missiles come, you gonna know you thought wrong.
Right.
Ratz got that what's his name? Jerry from NWA.
I forget his name.
Jerry Heller.
Jerry Heller, yeah. They all the Ratz got that spirit, man.
Yeah. As soon as the scripts came out, they got that.
Oh yeah.
They don't like that. Yeah.
It says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Right, and that's the what the saints is waiting for, patiently waiting for. All right, the sincere men of the Lord, not you niggas out there. You New World Order Israelites. That's an Apostle Tohar calls you. You New World Order Israelites ain't you ain't desiring to have the so-called white men, especially them gutter rats in our land, bowing down and licking the dust off the bottom of our sandals, our fly-ass sandals we gonna have in the kingdom.
Decked in gold.
Decked in gold. We might literally have some gold sandals, man. You know. But you niggas, if you're withholding the name of YAHAWASHI, you're not desiring to see the enemy conquered, man. All right, and especially them damn gutter rats in our land, man. So-called Jews, them Israelis, some rats.
Yeah, I got a precept. This goes in on the bitch was like, oh, God loves everybody. You know what I mean? And also touching on a quote earlier. We was talking about Esau. Right? So, you know, gutter rats. That's the head tribe of Esau, man. Just like Judah is the head tribe of the nation of Israel. You know, them Amalekites, right? The so-called Jews. That's the head tribe of Esau, man. All right, this is Malachi, the 1st chapter. I'm going to start at verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob.
Right, and that's why people today, they basically shun the Most High because they're living in ghettos and they're on the bottom of society and whatnot. But you did it to yourself, man. You know, you're the ones that so-called called yourself turning your back on the Most High, man. Right. And then saying, crucify YAHAWASHI, let his blood be on us and on our children, man. Right. So you had to be punished for that shit, man. Yep. You know?
Yep. It says, this verse 3.
Oh, it's a lot, but it said, the Most High loved Jacob still, man. After all that, the Most High still loves Jacob, but more importantly, he loves the elect, man. Right. All right, and all you niggas that's niggas today, that was niggas back then, right. You're gonna come back in the kingdom through the loins of the elect, through the 144,000 and 1/3, and you're gonna be walking around in shame and contempt, man. When you see the elect, you're gonna put your hands down, man, out of shame and embarrassment, man. Right. Because he was wicked as hell on his side, man. Right. But hey, through all that, the Most High still loves the nation of Israel, man.
It says, this verse 3, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Right, and we constantly bring it out, and we're going to continue to bring it out until the end. Esau is the so-called white man, the so-called Caucasian, the devil according to the scriptures, man. Yep. The Most High said he hates you, man. Yep. Right? He hates you with a perpetual hatred, man. Yep. Right?
Verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Oh, and that's perfect, man. Just a segue into what's going on today, because you just had this stock market that just collapsed, man. Roughly a month ago, the shit collapsed and lost about 3,000 points, but they said it was 1,000 points. But the shit collapsed, and Esau saying, oh, we're going to rebuild. By this year, we're going to be back up to where we was. By the year 2020, we're going to be on Mars, colonizing Mars and all this shit. So that's them. That's how you know who Esau is, man, today. The so-called white man, because they keep saying, we're going to rebuild, we're going to come back, you know. Even if the earth is destroyed, we're going to bounce back. Even if, because they know YAHAWASHI is coming back. Even if he comes back and destroy us, or we get on the bottom, we're going to get our place back on top eventually. That's how they think, man.
Hey, there's a grocery food chain out here in Washington, I think Hagen's, yeah. And them motherfuckers is proud as hell. Yeah. They bought up like, was it like 100 stores or 75 or something? Yeah, they bought out like a bunch of Albertsons and shit like that. And they going bankrupt. Yeah, same way. Now their ass is going bankrupt. They said that they pretty much was ahead of themselves, man. Yeah. So now they said by the week of Thanksgiving is there's like so many people that they gonna fire and shit. But man, Esau's a devil because he gonna have these motherfuckers work that holiday season because you're gonna have people, you know, buying turkeys and da-da-da. But after that, hey, fuck you.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because of the economic collapse, man. All right, soon all these people are gonna be getting laid off, man. All right, like the scripture prophesied, man, the grinders shall cease. Yep. I think that's in Isaiah, man. So all these people that's got all these top positions in these jobs, and even the little man, you gonna come to work one day and it's gonna be a note on your door that says, we moved to China. Don't expect a paycheck. You're fired, basically. Right. You know, all these jobs. Why do you think the Chinese president was over here, man? Yep. To outsource them jobs, man. Yep. They're looking for China to be the next country leading the whole world, man. Right. All right. They're trying to get their currency on top. All right. America is done, man. America is going down, yo. And all these people is just walking around, still shopping like everything's okay. But they tell you on the news all the time it's about to be a government collapse. The fucking economy is down. It's going to collapse. But then they say in the same sentence it's going to bounce back. And these dumb people believe that shit, man. Right. You know? Continue on that.
It says, this is Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Right. Now what does impoverished mean, man? Poor. You know, we're poor. America is basically a fourth world country, man. Right. You got third world countries doing better than America, man. Right. You know, like Jamaica, the Bahamas, or what. You can live off the land, literally, man. You know, we talk to guys from Jamaica and whatnot, man. They tell you can just live off the land. Shit's free. You can get free electricity, free this, free that. And when you come to America, you gotta pay taxes. You gotta work all the goddamn time.
And you gotta pay taxes just to work, man. Yeah. Just to be able to have food on the table or whatnot, you gotta pay taxes. Man. You know, they take taxes out of your check automatically, man. Yeah. So just for you to be able to provide for yourself, you gotta pay taxes, man. Yeah. You know.
So that's impoverished, man. America's a fourth world country, man. Right. And impoverished. You know, the infrastructure is fucked up. You know, the economic infrastructure is fucked up. All right.
It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Exactly. All right. So just real quick, I'm gonna segue to this little reading that I found on this website called Target of Opportunity. All right, and basically it's going to go into the 5 stages of economic collapse. Okay, it's entitled Society's 5 Stages of Economic Collapse. And I'm going to skip around a little bit, but it says stage 1, the decay begins. It says everything is good and the economy is thriving. All right, now this was back in like the 1950s, man. Right. It says a high standard of living has been achieved, and that was after that World War II, you know, because before that they went into a depression. Yep. You know, they call it the Great Depression of 1929, which occurred in October, which was the fiscal year. All right, now this coming week, you got the new fiscal year coming up, and they're saying September 31st. They don't have a deadline because the Congress is arguing over this whole funding of Planned Parenthood. If they can't come into agreement with that, the government's going to shut down. Now this government shutdown is different because they're saying people are not going to be able to get their EBT, you know, and you know the nigga woman's going to go slap retarded over that, man. Right. You know, so when they shut that whole government assisted thing down, it's going to be chaos out here, man. All right, and race wars galore. Okay.
If I may say this, man, they already did 2 test runs with the EBT. In one state, I forget exactly where it was at. Everybody, they gave too much money to the people, so the people started rioting and shit because they had too much money to spend, and everybody wanted to buy everything. And in another place, their shit didn't come, and everybody started rioting. So they know what's going to happen on both different aspects, man. If they give you too much money, people are gonna start fighting and looting and fucking shit up because they ain't getting what they want. And then if they don't get no money, they're gonna start fucking shit up because they can't get what they want. Right. So it's the same result either way it goes. Right. It's what the brother was saying when that EBT don't count.
All right, it says stage 1, the decay begins. Everything is good and the economy is thriving. A high standard of living has been achieved. That's when you saw those Edomites riding around those nice cars and shit, you know, doing the twist and all that shit, having a gay old time, man.
Hey, fucking hamburgers and ice cream shops was everywhere.
Oh yeah,
shit, you know?
Milkshakes.
Fuck yeah, everybody had a drop top car. You know, all the kids had drop top cars, you know, and the football started to just slide over the, you know what I'm saying, over the hood and shit, man.
Hey, that's when they was what was that, the grease backs, the grease monkeys. Oh,
yeah,
grease had the leather backs, and then had the docks, and then all the moms was homemakers, baking pies and shit. Had the pies sitting in the window cooling off and shit, man. It was in their heyday, man.
Yeah, having dinner every night around the table and shit, you know?
Yeah. Steak and potatoes and peas and shit.
Turn on the boob tube, man. That's when the boob tube first came out, man. They watched their little punk ass Alfred Hitchcock and shit, you know?
Batman.
Lucy. Yeah, Batman.
Hey, speaking of that, that little carriage remind you of them times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. They trying to bring back that spirit, man.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
Donald Trump got them doing that, man. Let's make America great again. You know, when was it great? Back in the 50s, back in the pre-Great Depression era, you know, the 20s and whatnot. So yeah, like the brother said, man, they're trying to bring that luster back.
That super white supremacy.
Yeah, that super. That's what I was thinking.
Because they're losing their white supremacy, that grasp on these people's minds, man.
Yeah, and that's what the brother just read in Malachi, man. We were rebuilding. We're impoverished, but we will rebuild.
Right.
Roughly paraphrasing, you know. But it says, a high standard of living has been achieved. This is the way things should be. Goods are cheap and readily available.
Right.
If you want to grab that, 2nd Esdras 15. Everything seems to be in abundance. Stores are filled with retail items ready to be purchased. Now, that's going on today, but the only difference is they're impoverished, man. They're not in their heydays, but they're playing on the minds of these people to make them think they're in their heyday. That's why they're selling all these goods cheap, and these people think themselves to be in good case, you know? So it says the nation's working infrastructure is solidly intact and working well, and that's how you know this was way back in the day, because you have unemployment, which is they're saying is at what 8% or some crap, you know, but it's through the roof, man. It's way higher than that, you know. It's hard as hell to find a job, man. You know?
Yeah.
It says the nation's working infrastructure is solidly intact and working well. However, the idea that everyone is entitled to have what others have earned now permeates society. Now I'm gonna skip down because that was the stage the decay begins. So that was back in the 50s. All right, so the decay was already beginning. All right, and it got worse as Esau started getting into more and more of these wars: the Vietnam War, the Korean War, you know, the Iraq War, all the way to now. You know, so it says stage 2, the slippery slope. The economy goes into a slow but steadily increasing decline. That was in the 70s and the 80s. All right, it said unemployment is on the rise. Ever increasing numbers of people receive government assistance in one form or another. People are paid not to work. Government spending has increased dramatically. The price of gold, silver, and other precious metals rise to prices unheard of just a few years earlier. Inflation reaches the double-digit levels. All right, and it says primary assets: cash, precious metals, gold, and silver coins. And they done away with that. It's hard to walk around with gold and, or you can't even really spend that shit anymore, man. Right. Gold and silver coins at the store, you know, because they're accepting these reserve notes, man. Right. You know, which is paper. Right. It says
tender.
Right. It says job stability, elimination of debt, health insurance, home equity, automobile with good MPG, acquiring secluded land more than 40 miles from densely populated areas. All right. Then it says it's getting worse. All right. And another reason why this infrastructure, this whole economy is collapsing, is because Esau set up what's called a debt. You know, so they wasn't paying these people in real commodities or real currency. So all these people accumulated all this debt, and now it's coming back to bite them in the